This, wait, this is a crested gecko, and this is her mini-me. Whether you're getting a baby gecko or planning on breeding geckos in the future, this video will show you an easy, budget-friendly, but also fulfilling way to set up your crested gecko baby. This little baby needs a home to occupy while it grows, and there are a few things we have to take into account when setting up a baby. 1. Babies are small, so their enclosures should be appropriate for their small size. 2. Keeping a baby simply allows you to monitor it closely as it grows. And 3. We still need to provide this animal with what it needs regardless of how simple of an enclosure we set up. So let's get right into it with those 3 things in mind. Here, I have a 6-quart or shoebox size plastic storage container. These containers are great because they're an excellent size for babies of this size, while also not being too restricting. In this size of an enclosure, you can provide everything your baby needs. One thing to note though is that these tubs do not have proper ventilation. The first thing I did was put holes into the top of the enclosure as well as its sides. It is important that you put holes along the top and the bottom of the sides for proper air exchange. Putting ventilation in just the lid won't allow for humidity escape, and lack of holes in the side will create a stagnant environment perfect for bacteria and mold growth. Putting holes into the top and bottom of the sides provide good cross ventilation, which allows your enclosure to air out properly. The precise amount of holes depends on your individual environment, so keep an eye out on your enclosure for the first few days to determine if you should add more holes. To make these holes, I used a soldering iron, which is an incredibly useful and affordable tool, but a drill will also work. Be careful with the drill though, as you can crack the bin. Next, I lined the bottom of the enclosure with a paper towel, 2 layers to be specific. The reason I use 2 paper towels instead of 1 is that 2 absorb more moisture, preventing mold outbreaks. Paper towels are ideal for younger animals for 3 reasons. First, it prevents the possibility that your baby accidentally ingests soil or substrate. And second and third, it will allow you to more easily clean and monitor the baby in its enclosure. One common fear most beginner keepers have is that their baby isn't eating. With paper towels, it is easy to spot stools, and if there are stools, your gecko is eating. After this, I incorporate my enclosure decor. For this, I opt to use a vining plant for coverage and surface area for water droplets to accumulate during misting. This particular item I found on Amazon, and it came in a 6-foot vine, which I then cut down to size and provide to all my babies. I also provide a small piece of bark or anything rougher. Rough textured decor often assists animals in shed, and this is important as removing stuck shed off of an animal this small is very difficult. Finally, I make sure to provide a food and water bowl in the enclosure and give it a good mist. And now, this baby is good to go.